Hello and welcome to a quick video around the Hustler LX890 Applic8r Sprayer. Now this is Hustler's entry-level sprayer, starting with a 8-metre popular known DuraBoom, which is designed in-house by their fabricators in New Zealand. So today myself and Eddie are just going to spend some time talking you through some of the simple features of this sprayer to ensure that you fully understand all the spec that comes with these little sprayers. So we're going to start off with the booms. Now this is, as we previously mentioned, the 8-metre DuraBoom. This is a manual fold system and is uniquely designed by Hustler to ensure that when in action, all the nozzle bodies are protected by this galvanised frame. They also have what they call the torque lock reset system, which ensures that these booms are given 45-degree forward and backward rotation should you hit anything in the field, be it a fence, hedge or telegraph pole. So I'm now just going to quickly talk you through the steps of unfolding these booms. So first of all, we just go here, unclip the boom like this. We gently let the boom ride out into its work position. Minimal user effort to unfold this sprayer. You are now set for spraying. Now I just want to draw your attention to the amount of movement we have on these booms. Should you be unfortunate enough to hit something or contour or hit the ground as the ground contours, this boom will automatically hit back like that and reset to its former position once you've gone past or round the obstacle. You'll notice that the boom lines and its nozzles are fully sheltered by this aluminium section, which means that should you hit something or when you hit something, these nozzles are going to be protected. Also, the joy of the boom riding up means that the boom on the end isn't going to hit something if you're going off a steep or contouring ground. This boom can be raised in height should you want the ride height to be higher. It's simply 2 bolts each side, and the boom can be simply slid up these rails to adjust the ride height. We'll now just cover off the reasons behind the framework and how that all integrates with the machine. So as you can see, the frame runs front to back on this machine, and it's a fully galvanised section. Now often on the European or some of the cheaper sprayers, you'll notice that you have to stack these on pallets. Hustler have taken this into consideration and have raised the linkage height so that when this is on the ground, you can still get your tractor link arms underneath. You'll notice that the sprayer chassis fully wraps around and underneath the whole sprayer, supporting the tank, protecting the undercarriage of the sprayer and also protecting the undercarriage of the pump. Now just coming onto the pump, this is very unique. You'll notice that we have a longer PTO shaft than usual, and the pump is set right back at the back of the pump, back of the sprayer. This in turn means that there's minimal adjustments needed to the PTO shaft, and you've got more room for travel as you would transfer the sprayer from different tractor brand. With the pump being further back, it also makes the pump more accessible for repairs, servicing and also checking the filters, diaphragms, etc. Added to this, the well thought out applicator sprayers means with the pump being at the back means that the sprayer's weight is much closer to the linkage of the tractor, meaning it's more balanced and a more stable machine for the rear end of the tractor. If we just now open up this cover here, so on this model we have a very simple fill station. There's no induction hopper on these models. That can be added to other models. You'll see here we have a simple 3-inch cam lock fitting, which just means that you can flip straight up, and with this valve here you can select to fill your main tank or you can switch across to fill your flush tank. This tank has currently got 250 litres of water in it. Hustler have a unique design of filter system, which means that this valve is fitted with a one-way valve. If you wanted to clean or check your filters at any one time, you can do that with this tank still being full. So I can check the filters, give them a clean out, and then reinsert like so, and put the cam lock fitting back up and carry on with my spraying. While we just have this covered open, you'll notice the amount of strength and amount of time that's gone into designing that whole framework there. The benefit of having this model is you also have a storage facility for chemical or any powders that you may be carrying during your spraying exercise. That simply locks up and is secured there. On this model we have a small handy storage compartment for anything you may wish to carry. We have a simple hand wash station there as well. On top of the tank, unique to Hustlers, we have the twist lock 450mm lid. You'll notice this lid is on a hinge, so if you're travelling down the road there's no risk of this blowing away because it's a hinged lid. Obviously it comes with a filling sieve, and that's a 450mm diameter to allow easy access for servicing. As I close the lid, you'll notice that in the rim of the tank there's a lip. So any chemical spill or any liquid spill that you may happen at the time of filling drains round, straight down the front, avoiding the operator coming in contact with spraying chemical. Round the front here, you'll see we have what we call Hustler's Visi Gauge. That is a very easily viewable gauge from the rear of your tractor and can give you clear indication of how full or empty your tank is. Added to this spec, as standard on these sprayers, we have what we call the MixMax agitation system. Now, a lot of you will be familiar with the Arag system, and you'll notice that often you'll have a 100 litre pump, for argument's sake, and it will be split into 3 equal sections across the boom. Then they'll have an added section which will be circulating 15 litres, say, back into agitation. If you look just here, you'll notice that Hustler have inserted a surplus valve. This returns straight back into this valve here, which means that you can either select it just to recirc back into the tank, or you can set it to agitate fully while you're on the move. Now, the joy of this is that if you're spraying something like liquid fert or something that requires full agitation to prevent the chemicals from separating or prevent any settling in the tank, you can keep this agitation at wherever you want during your spraying cycle. If you're spraying something like glyphosate or a herbicide where you don't want any frothing in the tank, you can turn this right down to 0 and just keep it recirculating back into your tank. That's unique to Hustler, and that is their patented MixMax agitation system. Now, as we talk about the sprayer a bit further, if we just come round to the rear of the sprayer, you'll notice that unlike a lot of its competitors in this price bracket, it has fully galv framework throughout the whole width and also fully galv spray lines. Added to that, they have an air induction nozzle, which means that you're getting minimum drift and also maximum droplet size, which means that you're getting a very good consistent spray pattern. We're just going to quickly show you some examples of the sprayer in action. There's 2 other features I wanted to draw your attention to. We have a very easy empty valve here, which you can just pull and set to the setting to empty your spray at the end of when you finish flushing out, and also you can access the flush tank separately on the side here. On the controls, one thing we wanted to draw your attention to was they have a system called pressure lock, which ensures that we get a consistent pressure throughout the whole width of spraying. Now, with the shape of the tank, they're very cleverly thought about how it all drops down, and a lot of time has gone into designing this tank to ensure there's no flat spots for any chemicals or powders to sit on and prevent any chemicals from not mixing. It drops into a very small sump area, so that when your tank's getting low in level, if you're going across a bank like you would be in some situations in the UK or hilly areas, you're not going to have a sudden drop in pressure because the sump area is very small, meaning that the pump can pump to a very low tank capacity. Hopefully that answers any of your questions. We'll just do a quick drive through now of the sprayer in action. We have a very simple on-off switch in the cab, and obviously pressures can be set with the simple screw valve depending on what you're wanting to spray and what pressures you're trying to achieve. There is masses of spec loaded on this sprayer, and this is just their entry level. There is a lot of thought and time gone into this, and this boom is completely unique to Hustler. Hope you find this video interesting. Any questions, give us a call. We'd be glad to hear from you.